you build a line of code, and the code can then be, you could put it on GitHub, and tons of people can fork the code and build all kinds of different configurations and systems. You can build it up to 60 to 70, 80%. Someone else can finish it. You never have to touch it again. And it has this like infinitely scalable opportunity to do all kinds of amazing things.
Yeah, and I think that that perspective is informed by, let's say, the last 10 years of consumer startups, where you have very obvious network effects and you can go raise $20 million Series A to capture a market. When I think about leverage in software, I think about, are you able to solve really, really big problems without solving it all in one go? So like, let's take an example of statins, right? Statins are a tremendous drug and a medical breakthrough, and have increased lifespan and quality of life by a really meaningful amount. Now, don't ask me to quote the objective measures, because I don't keep those numbers in my head, but it has been net positive, and there's a huge consensus around that. However, for us as a society to be able to go and get that kind of breakthrough requires like compound investments in tools and processes and people and universities and networks. And that is a culmination of all of that. But when it comes to something like software, you can break apart the compounding effect and tackle a really big problem 10 years from now, or even 5 years from now, or 2 years from now with software. And there's like these emergent phenomena that happen around that I don't think you can get unless you have these rigid structures like in pharmaceuticals. You can get sort of a much more collaborative, flexible way to achieve that same magnitude of effect. And we're starting to see that in our industry without necessarily having to invest in large buildings for universities, or having to invest in large networks of academic collaboration, which we certainly should. But I think software gets you much, much further than you would if you had just invested in atoms, and you can go further.